there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hi. And yes, time to mix dolls and change lives. Oh man, I'm excited for the totally not cursed thriller Wonderland. A daily game is playing out in this blood-soaked amusement park that sets the heart pounding. Also, I didn't summon my Florence yet. I'm just biding more time. As one do, I'm gonna get her eventually. I have some time left, so it's okay. I'm not too rushed. Plus, even if I forget, at least there's gonna be a rerun eventually. Reruns happen fast in this game, which I kind of appreciate. So now for the welcome ceremony, a wonderland of surprises and excitement. Don't worry, this place is extremely unsafe. Wow, thank you. I was scared that it was gonna be totally normal. Hello? Sunlight, cheery music. And yeah, it might give me the class pieces I need. The sounds of an amusement park. And... Commander, I've got you now. The voice is unfamiliar, but I can't recall the speaker's name. Oh? What will I ever do with you? I guess I'll have to help you out with this especially concocted elixir. Oh, so filled with love. The sunlight flares more dazzling than before. Oh, this place looks fun. So we got a Ferris wheel, roller coaster, merry-go-round, pizza, fries, I think burgers. I wanna go here. Dang. Ooh, new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Ain't nice. Oh my, she lives. She's awake at last. Are you alright? A girl stares at me, intently at me, syringe in hand. After realizing that I've come to my senses, the worried look on her face softens. Her eyes, once gaping in shock, are soon filled with warm mirth. Commander, do you remember who I am? The woman of my dreams, clearly. Flo. A name comes to mind, but when I try to think back on who it might be attached to, all I see is a blurred mental image. That's right, I'm Florence. The girl calling herself Florence winks playfully at me after finishing. Her familiar face and the gentle yet heated smile look very inviting. Ah yes, so very inviting. Don't you think it's a bit of a waste to be sleeping by yourself on the ground after coming all the way to the amusement park? It's not like I wanted to fall asleep here. How I ended up in this place is a mystery even to myself. As I try to recall my situation, I find that my thoughts are a blur, like I'm wading through a thick fog. If this were a game, my situation would be like a freshly made character dumped into unfamiliar surroundings. While my self-perception is functioning normally, I know nothing about my identity and my surroundings. Meanwhile, this girl here seems to know me. So, who's Florence? Huh? She narrows her eyes as she smiles, but she can't hide the confusion in them. After thinking a little more, I decide to share a little more with her. Do you know me very well? Also, the commander. Is that me? In my murky memories, I do recall something about having once lived with many dolls. Or rather, given the way you're speaking to me, does it mean we've worked together many times before? Oh my. You're serious, aren't you? Oh dearie me. My, don't tell me you've gotten so used to playing dumb around dolls that it's become a reflex. Judging by her expression, she seems to be disappointed that I asked that question. The air seems to freeze up, and Florence steps forward, placing a hand on my forehead. Body temperature normal, pulse normal, all vital signs normal. You're perfectly healthy, or at least your body is. Saying so, she cups my cheeks in her hands, bringing her face closer and closer to mine. I see it. It can't be helped then. It is only when she presses her forehead to mine that I can clearly see the heart-shaped pupils flashing in her eyes like a lighthouse. A quiet beep tells me that she's collecting my body parameters. Considering how quickly and efficiently she's doing this, she must be a medical doll of some sort. I size her up. Apart from the syringe she's holding, Florence has various medical paraphernalia all over her, which reinforces my suspicions. Ah, are you interested in this, Commander? She seems to have noticed how I'm staring at the syringe and smiles warmly at me. This is just a shot of ordinary glucose solution, you know. It's nothing more than an energy supplement. Florence uncaps the syringe and gulps down the contents of the liquid within, then licks her lips clean. Yummy. Hello, hello. Well, she seems a little forward. A proper medical doll would probably have a hard time doing any harm to a human being. With that in mind, she can be trusted for the time being. More importantly, she feels familiar. I realized that the moment I saw her, we knew each other, I'm sure of it. And judging by her reaction, it's very likely that she is, or at least, she used to be, a friend of mine. Oh my, you have an interesting look on your face. Much as I'd like to punish you for forgetting me, an amnesiac commander, huh? That might open up more interesting ways for us to have fun. I suddenly want to rescind my evaluation of her trustworthiness. Oh well, it can't be helped then. I'll just have to introduce myself again for your sake. My name is Florence, and as you can see, I am a member of this amusement park. For the time being, of course. And right now, I'm your caring and reliable guide as you travel through it. A manager? This seems somewhat different from my impression I formed of her in such a short time. Even though you're a medical doll? Medical dolls can do many things. She doesn't elaborate and returns to what she was saying earlier. As for calling you Commander, well, many people have called you that. But if you don't like that form of address, shall I call you something else? Like, dear customer, mistress, senpai, boss, or caretaker? Why do these titles sound more and more familiar? Are you saying you prefer that I call you darling? This doll that I met less than 10 minutes ago flashes me a coquettish smile before sliding up to my ear and breathing into it with a hot, moist whisper. I choose to be darling. Darling is good. I eventually want to check out that girl's Frontline release on Steam. It seems like it'll be interesting. I reflexively take 2 steps back, drawing away from her. I'll pass. Just call me something normal, like Commander. Alright, if you say so, darling. She smiles playfully at me. Now then, since we've gotten you up to speed, shall we begin our tour? Florence grabs my hand with a certainty that brooks no refusal and drags me toward the amusement park. Wait, a tour? Did you really only come here to sleep, Commander? Much as I would like to give her a concrete answer, the insides of my head are still murky and I cannot concretely state the reason why I came here. What I can be sure of is that it definitely was not just to play around. No matter how hard you think about it, he won't be able to leave, right? I can't leave? What does that mean? As for what it means, you'll find out in a bit in any case. I recommend that you just relax and enjoy yourself for a bit. Who knows? Maybe your real objective might be hidden in there somewhere, no? Did I finish the Arknights event? Yes, I did. Just in time. I didn't do my EX stages though. I'm lazy. Florence isn't by waiting for a response and heads into the amusement park. Flower petals and ribbons suddenly appear in her wake. The sound of lively music grows louder and louder. The colors grow more intense and seem to throb in my head, making me feel a little dizzy. All this seems to be the prelude to some bizarre and psychedelic joke. You got the big medal? Nice. In any case, let me introduce you to one more thing. To Thriller Wonderland. Almost at the same time, a pair of Ellies appear, holding colorful balloons. The sight of them standing in the middle of an amusement park is both absurd and creepy at the same time. A powerful sense of wrongness fills my mind. Things like that shouldn't exist in an amusement park, right? But they're clowns that create an atmosphere of festivity and joy. Aren't those perfectly normal? Clowns. Is that what these Ellids are? It's perfectly normal to have costume clowns and NPCs in an amusement park, Commander. Why don't you try asking them? Why don't you try taking them down and see what prizes you get? The sense of wrongness fades away into a blur, like the rest of the thoughts in my head, without Florence needing to convince me. Ooh, I can just punch them for prizes. I like this place. Oh gosh. Did I finish all my farming in FGO? No! There's still time though! Hahaha. I have like 11 hours. I mean, 11 hours. I have like 23 hours-ish. 22 hours-ish. The sense of wrongness fades away into a blur like the rest of the thoughts in my head, without Florence needing to convince me. Oh dang, they really love your lemon. It's as though I were dreaming. It's normal, you say? I guess it is. I instinctively reached for the gun at my waist. A Makarov. It seems to have been by my side for ages, and it reminds me that, even in my dreams, I'm no cattle to be led to the slaughter. And besides, it doesn't look like Florence is just going to stand idly and watch either. Alright, let's give it a shot then. Literally giving it a shot. Bang bang. Prize please. Ooh, 11 remote tickets, perfect. Oh my goodness though, my luck with the current banner is so freaking bad. I done 100 summons and I haven't gotten any SSRs. I was like, what is this? No SSRs? But it's okay, I'm just getting lots and lots of gold certificates. And eventually I'll get an SSR. I'm gonna get multiple in one pull. That's just what it means, right? If my luck was zapped that badly. Well done, Commander. The clowns were so eager to meet you right after entering the amusement park. Surely they must have goodies on them. Oh, look. A gift from the clowns. A stamp book. What a marvelous stroke of luck, Commander. You should hold on to it. Cute. A stamp book? I look at the stamp book in my hands. The cover shows the amusement park. When I open it, I see little blurbs about the various rides and attractions. There's also a blank grid for stamps with a translucent chibi depiction of Florence's face as a background. This amusement park. The sense of oddness wafts through my consciousness once again, but just like before, my befuddled mind ignores it. Is something wrong? I look past Florence and examine the amusement park again, but I don't see anything unusual. No, it's nothing. I'd like to ask, what's this stamp book for? Commander, it's simple. For every ride and attraction you visit, you'll get a stamp. Not only do you get a reward for collecting each of the stamps, but if you get them all in sequence and complete the collection, you get a super special prize as well. A prize? Oh my, you hit on the important part right away. The full clear reward here is really appealing. In fact, a lot of people have come to this amusement park just for it. Did I come here for it too? And what might the reward be? It's anything you want from this amusement park. Anything? I look at the Ferris wheel in the sky, in the distance, leaving aside the point of taking something like that away. The sheer difficulty of bringing it with me would be enough to give pause to anyone. Yep, anything. Naturally, that includes the manager, namely me. Oh, I should have done this event before summoning. Silly me, I could have gotten Florence that easily. She's playing hard to get because I didn't do this. I get it. I understand. Florence smirks, a hint of temptation in her smile. How about that? Did that catch your interest? Taking you is fundamentally the same as taking the Ferris wheel. Oh, Commander. Do learn to read the room. Still, it's alright if you're not sold on that idea right now. You'll just have to work through your confusion over the course of your tour. Everything will be made clear. This all sounds like a scam. After all, I'm not even sure what I'm thinking, and the fog in my brain refuses to clear. A scam? But here, I'm the most trustworthy person that could ever be, Commander. Oh, the feels. I need more EXP stuff too. Is there anyone else here? I look around. While this is supposed to be an amusement park, it looks strangely deserted. Of course there are. Our establishment is very popular. The crowd flooded in the moment our gates opened. But I must point out that once you start your tour, you can't back out halfway through. If you do, you'll be punished severely. Yeah, that really sounds like a scam. You can go in easily, but have a hard time coming out. Surely, nothing ill can come of it. Still, no matter how much they try to forbid me from leaving, I can always walk out the front door. It is at this point that I realize that the fancy gate through which I entered has suddenly vanished. In its place is a structure that seems out of place in an amusement park. Beyond it are high walls that stretch as far as the eye can see. Don't worry, it's fine. After all, you're extra lucky today and got a guide in the form of me, the manager. And we can traverse this whole amusement park together. Florence continues with her exaggeratedly enthusiastic spiel, like she hasn't noticed anything strange at all. There are far too many abnormal things going on, and after finding myself surrounded by so much wrongness, I decide to abandon my struggles and accept it all. I don't plan to hire a guide. But hiring me here is free, you know? You know, it's a good question I didn't check on my phone, or my computer. For the Enfield beta, or beta. I might end up paying for it anyway. That's so mean, Commander. Visiting an amusement park by yourself is very lonely, you know. Have you considered that things might be completely different with me around? Hello, hello. Florence wraps herself around my arm and flashes me a wicked grin. I'm sure a kind and harmless medical doll like myself could take care of any medical emergencies that might pop up. So you've gone from scamming to high-pressure sales tactics now? Also, I'm still the manager and have access to inside information and certain behind-the-scenes options. Cheating could save you a lot of trouble in winning the grand prize. I vaguely remember hearing a line like this in one of those anti-scam videos somewhere. If you said less, I might trust you more. However, her response is engendering a sense of familiarity in me, and I can't deny the urge to trust her. In fact, I'm starting to get a vague sense that what I'm looking for is inextricably tied up with her. Still, if we travel together, it's decided then. Florence cuts in excitedly before I can finish speaking. This amusement park is shrouded in mystery, and it seems the key to unraveling these mysteries is standing before me. What a refreshingly direct decision. Now then, our odyssey through Thriller Wonderland begins now. I trust you, Florence. Lots and lots of trust. Confirm. Next. Mandatory game. This park does not refund tickets or allow patrons to leave. Which is why I'm gonna go through the event in one go because I'm not allowed to leave. A massive steel structure looms silently before us. Its metal rails flow smoothly and aesthetically, incorporating steep drops, hard turns, and dizzying spirals, and even a 90-degree direct downward descent. It gleams with a metallic sheen in the sunlight, resembling nothing so much as a tangle of barbed wire. Even the launch mechanism is designed to look like some vast, ferocious beast with its distinct and sharp angles. It's not hard to imagine what kind of sound its engine will make. Ta-da! Commander, come look! This is our most exciting attraction, the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000! Granted, it looks quite impressive, but in the end it's just a roller coaster. Looks like this will be the first item on our itinerary. Florence drags me over to the ride entrance, where the patrons are gathered. So they really were their guests here. Strangely enough, despite not having any other patrons on the way here, there's over 10 people waiting in front of the ride. I told you, right? Well, we can't compare it to Beat Land or Beat Bros World. It's not as though this amusement park is a ghost town. I want to go to Beat Land or Beat Bros World. Both sound fun. However, there seems to be a strange mood in the air, unlike the festive atmosphere I was expecting. In fact, judging from the looks on the guest faces, the strangeness seems to have been going on for some time now. My attention is drawn by a girl's shriek. When I look toward her, I see that her eyes are shrouded by a damp mist, and a frightened-looking woman is holding onto her collar. How many times have we gone on this ride now? This ought to be our first time here, right? What are you talking about? We only just came here. No, this definitely isn't our first time here. The frightened woman grows more afraid after that. Her grip tightens unconsciously, causing Esme to groan in pain as she starts having trouble breathing. Let go of me, I can't breathe! Right. This is only your second time on the roller coaster. She falls silent and lets go as Miss slowly slumps to the ground. By the next moment, the frightened woman's eyes go wide again. But I've been in this ride countless times. It can't be. I can't be the only one who's realized this. Hey. Morel? Pauline? You both have noticed, right? She casts her eyes around helplessly like she's fallen into water and clutches at the surrounding people like their life vests, shaking them hard and begging them for a satisfactory answer. I mean, surely it's no big deal if she's already ridden the roller coaster before, right? If you enjoy the ride, then going on it several more times surely wouldn't be an issue. Oh yes, you've ridden it with me a number of times. After noticing me, the panicked woman immediately grabs me like she did Esme. And you? But after seeing my face, she becomes even more frightened. No, who are you? I've never seen you before. What a coincidence. I've never seen you before either. Not only have I never seen this woman before, I don't know anyone here apart from Florence. There isn't even a hint of vague familiarity like what I got from her. I mean, this is our first time in the amusement park, right? In that case, not knowing and not having seen each other before would be perfectly reasonable. Although I have no idea how you know my name, even though we clearly haven't met before. What? You don't know me? You don't know who I am? Should I know? I'm Mia. We've been on this roller coaster before. Do you really not remember? And that smiling manager over there, she's been guiding us here over and over again. We're stuck here. Do you know that? Esme looks troubled. She clearly has no idea what Mia's talking about and looks at me in confusion. And I know all kinds of things about you. Hey, do you remember me, Esme? We used to work in Mangi. Right. As a park manager, I'll take care of this. Before Mia can finish, Florence steps into the dispute like she's going to put an end to it. Calm down. This isn't a big deal, is it? Huh? But I kind of remember what Miss Mia was talking about. Really? Are you sure you're not being tricked by some stranger? Hey, don't listen to the doll. She's the biggest liar of them all. Esme, you were a doll engineer before, weren't you? Hurry up and think a way to scrap her. Esme glances at Florence in a panic and then looks incredulously at herself. Huh? You mean me? Oh no, that won't do. Attacking the manager is against the rules, and you'll be punished for it. You two, think of something too. Pauline, the mission failed and it's your fault. It's all your fault. Mia turns, but just as she's about to rush toward another nearby woman, Florence blocks her path. Right, that's enough for appetizers, don't you think? Once again, Florence interrupts Mia's hysterical outburst. Comically dressed Elids appear amidst the explosion of flower petals and ribbons surrounding Florence. The contrast of the threat they pose against her amusement makes the entire scene seem strangely surreal. It would be a shame if our guests who wanted a pulse-pounding experience couldn't board the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000 because of such antics, no? This is an amusement park, a place of joy, happiness, adventure, and never-ending miracles. So please everyone, forget your unhappiness, board the ride, and get ready for an adventure! Her encouragement seems to have worked, and the majority of the guests begin slowly moving toward the roller coaster. The sole exception is Mia, who screams. Again? I'm going to ride it again! No, I don't want this. Hey, did you hear me? I don't want this. I want off this ride. The guests who have just boarded the roller coaster see Mia. They begin to hesitate again. It can't be helped, I guess. Florence sighs quietly, then quickly steps forward, physically blocking Mia before smiling brilliantly to all the other guests. You? Get out of... Florence immediately drowns out Mia's voice with her own. Don't worry, everyone. This is a must-see. Blink and you'll miss it. And then she turns a full circle. When she finishes, Mia has vanished from behind her. Stupendous! Eh? Exclaimed shouts fill the air, and many of the guests look behind Florence, but no matter how hard they try, they can't find the missing Mia. Thank you. Now then, please prepare for an exhilarating experience. Florence bows and then boards the roller coaster as well. Florence? Upon hearing me call her name, she immediately turns to me with a smile on her face. Oh, Commander, what a coincidence. There just so happens to be an empty seat beside you. Coincidence my ass. You're the one who planned the seating arrangements, weren't you? Then, I shall gladly avail myself the seat next to you. You're riding with us? You'll trust me more this way, won't you? She bends down and presses up against me, then grabs a safety belt buckle by the side of my seat. Come. Let the careful Miss Manager do up your seatbelt for you. Where did Mia go? Suddenly, several costume clowns show up below the roller coaster. Oh well, I couldn't do anything about that. Guess who break the rules have to be punished. Florence doesn't directly answer my question, but now I'm curious about this so-called punishment. Isn't it a little too late to be saying that now? Even as I reply to Florence, my eyes can't leave those costume clowns. The scary-looking clowns are currently dragging the sole person who refused to board the roller coaster, Mia, toward a dark place. Commander, these are the rules. If you stop playing, refuse to play, or lose, you will be penalized. That's what makes the prize so valuable. In the next moment, the launcher roars loudly and sends everyone flying along the tracks, up into the sky at high speed. Whee! Sorry, Mia. Heartbeat accelerator 9000. Acceleration that exceeds the limits is guaranteed to really set your heart racing. Sounds good to me. Aye! The wind howls as it races past us. The screams and the way the world is spinning set my heart racing. But when I turn to look beside me... this feels great! Florence is laughing excitedly. So you're peeping at me too, Commander? Florence glances to her side, and it is then that I realize that she looks far more excited than before. Have we taken the roller coaster together before? For some reason, this all seems strangely familiar to me, as though I've gone on a ride like this in an amusement park a long time ago. Do you remember it last, Commander? It just feels familiar. I'd like to ask a question. Is it possible that Mia wasn't crazy and that what she said might be true? Just like what Florence said about knowing me and how many people called me Commander. Esme might have been like me and forgotten many things, while Mia might be like Florence, knowing more about the situation. However, she had chosen a bad way of expressing herself. Perhaps she had experienced something that caused her to have a breakdown and made it hard for her to convey what she knew. Commander, do you need to think about this question right now? Is there a reason I shouldn't? Florence smiles wickedly. Being indecisive can be very dangerous, Commander. Well, it's about time. The highlight is coming up. Here comes a surprise. As she finishes speaking, the world turns black before me. Ooh. So scary. The screams are far more hideous than before, and it's definitely not just because of the sudden darkness. Are we inside a tunnel? Fleur! Muriel, where are you? I can't see you! The air suddenly turns damp and fills with a sticky, sweet scent of rust. In the darkness, the glint of light reflecting off the metal winks in and out of view. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, I'd like to inform you of an upcoming surprise. Everyone will be enjoying a special play experience. In contrast to the others, Florence has stood up and is loudly shouting amidst the strange atmosphere. All your safety harnesses have been undone. Please find a way to avoid the attacks or the clowns while not being flung off. Oh. Ah. Are you out of your damn mind? Is this even a roller coaster anymore? I never said it was a roller coaster. I said it was the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Everyone, myself included, grips their armors tightly. Well, the sound of ripping and tearing flesh fills the air. I duck reflexively and narrowly dodge a flying chunk of ruined meat that splashes still warm blood on my face. No, if you factor in the sound of the wind in here. These things in the tunnel are costume clowns. Hey, keep away from me. Florence, get ready for battle. Got it. I'll work with you, Commander, anytime, anywhere. Thank you, Florence, for assisting. I'm glad she's not saying having me do this would be cheating, but nah, she's okay with cheating. It's fine. Those poor other guests, though. Like, sheesh. Ta-da! Now then, congratulations to all of you players for completing the course of the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Yeah, so much love, hope, and happiness. Truly. Please come over here to collect your stamps, and then you can redeem you can redeem your prize. People are dead. The celebratory confetti falls on our blood-stained bodies, making it feel as though everything that had just happened was just a bad dream. I don't want to ride anymore. I almost died. You're still alive, aren't you? Fleur actually died. She was right beside me. I saw it all. Those saw blades cut off her arm, and then those monsters. In contrast to Florence's cheerfulness, the other players who had just barely survived this ordeal are anything but happy. In addition, their nerves have been wound too tight, which led to hostility developing between them. Didn't she die because you pushed her out, Muriel? A cold, sharp voice interrupts her, even speaking her name. Huh? Is that true? It was a reflex, and if I hadn't done it, I would have died instead. But even so, you... Esme backs away as though she's afraid of Muriel. And besides, shouldn't you be the questionable one here? I don't even know you, so how do you know my name? Why? Is it strange? Of course it is. Are you trying to gloss over what happened? Eh? Now that you mention it, that Miss Mia just now, she seemed to know my name too. Yeah, she's probably like Mia. She knows more than us. Humph, maybe she'll snap and go crazy like Mia too. Muriel's words frighten Esme even more, as she backs away several steps away from the other woman, who's staring Muriel down. Muriel, you knew Fleur's name as well, right? It's just a name, it doesn't mean anything. Hello. But that's because she said my name first, so I asked her name. Also, when I asked her why she knew my name, she didn't answer me either, just like you. All she did was spout a bunch of crazy talk. When you think about it, both you and Mia seem really suspicious. Yes, which is why it's perfectly normal to push out suspicious people when danger strikes, right? Huh? Isn't doing anything to survive a human's basic instinct? You, on the other hand, you haven't explained how you know who anyone is. Now, who's the suspicious one here? Are you trying to compare knowing names to taking lives? You're just trying to deflect suspicion from yourself. But you and me are so damn shady that I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the monsters who killed Fleur just now, but you. Right, that's enough. Florence steps in to interrupt their argument before it can escalate further. This is the most exciting part, reward time. You worked so hard to clear this round of the game. Don't you want to be rewarded for it? I was about to go. You should save your strength for consoling the rest of these psychos. Also, you'll learn what you're curious about after we give out the prize. She glares coldly at Muriel and Esme before trying to leave. What does it mean? Is she saying that the prize is connected to her personal information? Muriel and Esme exchange looks, as though they're trying to figure out what she meant by it. Mia also mentioned riding the roller coaster many times. Did she do it too? Judging by how she's taking everything in stride, that's gotta be it. Still, why didn't they get the clear prize even after playing so many times? Mia didn't look like she liked it that much. Could there be another reason? Oh, forget it. Not much point thinking about that now. Muriel pauses to think for a moment, then looks toward the cold-faced woman's receding silhouette and decides to go after her. Eh? You're all going? But wait. Wait for me! Don't leave me alone here! Esme frantically chases after them. The other guests steadily leave as directed by Florence, until I'm the only one left here. What happened just now? That ought to count as a major accident, right? After all, a patron dying on a normal amusement park would be sufficient to get the whole place shut down for several months. However, the strange mind-dulling mood in the air seems to have gotten into all the guests, and none of them are making a big deal out of it, myself included. It's not an accident, this is just how the park was designed. Say what? You need to risk big to win big. That's what makes it so fascinating. That's why I'll give you a special reminder, Commander. The rides here are more thrilling than most, and losing your life before clearing a stage is perfectly normal. Normal? Then what if everyone dies? This is an amusement park. We have no shortage of guests here, especially in a place with no queues. Then what do I stand to gain? Leaving aside the grand prize for clearing everything, you said that this is reward time, right? What kind of reward can I expect to receive? Commander, before I answer your question, there's something I'd like to ask. Why do you think I want to keep you here by myself? And by yourself? Florence doesn't give me a reply, merely tugs her top open and reaches into her bra, like she's looking for something. She's going to give me milk, I'm guessing. Okay, probably not, but... What are you doing? I reflexively take a step back. You know what reward means better than I do, no, Commander? Florence spreads her arms and takes another step toward me. What is this reward? Oh my goodness. Hang on, answer the question. You wanna know what I'm doing, Commander? I'm just giving you a special reward. So what the hell is this reward, anyway? Honestly, who would even feel rewarded in a situation like this? Me? Come to me. I can't do anything to you when you're so far away. Florence's words are syrupy sweet, but she can't hide the undertones of danger in them. In fact, I take another step back upon hearing them. Please collect your reward. I hear a weird voice from behind me, and then my hand immediately goes to my gun. Wait, they can talk? Aw, don't be so tense, Commander. This is an amusement park after all. A place of fantasies and stories. Surely, nothing that happens here should be considered strange, right? Don't think you can write everything off as normal just because this place is an amusement park. Please collect your reward as soon as possible. The weird voice continues urging me to claim my so-called reward. Can't you speak plainly? What is this special reward anyway? Before I can react, Florence steps up, looking more anxious than me. She grabs my hand while placing the other hand on my cheek. What is it indeed? Just give it a try and you'll find out. Florence's hand slowly approaches my mouth, and then she extends a finger to caress the corner of my mouth. Come now, open up. You don't need to do anything, Commander. Just let me service you. Florence's finger probes deeper, penetrating my lips. And then, she pops a capsule into my mouth. Oh my goodness, this is reminding me of puppet history. Time to have a dose of forget it all. Ack. What did you feed me? I told you, it's a special reward. Don't spit it out, okay? Swallow it down. There's a good commander. Florence reaches out to cover my mouth and forces it shut. Meanwhile, the two clowns urging me on slowly leave, as though satisfied by what has happened. How's that, Commander? Are you happy with your reward? Florence smirks like a cat who got the cream. Do I look happy? Still, you'll need to keep clearing more stages to get more rewards. And if I refuse to keep playing? You already see what happens if you do that. The scene of Mia being dragged off by the clowns flickers through my mind. You call this an amusement park, but I feel like I've been shanghaied to some sweatshop's production line. But amusement parks like this are common in the White Zone, right? At the very least, there aren't any lines through the attractions here. She has a point. So, now that you're all rested up, let's move on to the next ride. I can't wait! Florence grabs my hand again and skips off to her next destination, pulling me along behind her. What's wrong, Commander? This is... What's this? Commander? Is something wrong? Florence brings her face up to mine, expression filled with concern. Oh my, have the meds kicked in? Judging by your face, are you seeing something? What did you feed me? Florence's voice is muffled, even though she's right by my ear. Despite her proximity, it sounds like it's coming from far away. It's something that'll make you very happy. But be careful, Commander. Don't let yourself get lost in the illusion. Ah, it's gonna make me very happy. It's something that boosts my gacha luck. I accept. Okay, I gotta read what the next thing is called. Next stage, please. Sweet, startling night. Every corner brings unknown terror. Ah yes, how sweet. Terror. My favorite. You remember her name, you say? Ah yes, I accepted my reward, and then I remembered. Is the reward linked to recovering memories? In that case, me and that other woman should have gotten at least one reward. Clearly, this wasn't their first time playing this game. Not long ago, I saw something bizarre after receiving Florence's reward. In that case, could that have been one of my memories? I think I knew the woman who was arguing with Marielle. Her name was Pauline, although I don't know what kind of relationship we had. Perhaps it's because she knows more now, but Esme's perpetually frightened face has a little smile on it at last. 5 minutes ago, I met Esme under the building for the second attraction, and she started a conversation with me. There were several guests around us, including Marielle and Pauline, who had just had their argument, though they seem to have calmed down now. Aren't you going to talk to them now that you remember the past? No, from what I remember, they seem trustworthy. Trustworthy? I know it sounds a little paranoid, but don't you think it's likely that the person who built this park might be hiding among us, taking part in the games, watching us run around for the grand prize like clowns? Well, we are traveling with the manager. Why do you think that? Why, I don't really have any reason for that. It's just a gut feeling. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being oversensitive or something. When I just got here, I didn't remember anything. Just like me. But when I saw Mia... No, it wasn't just Mia or Marielle or Pauline. Truth be told, all the other guests felt familiar apart from you. felt familiar. I find myself glancing at Florence. She's the only one here who definitely feels familiar to me, and she's eagerly setting up the next event. When Esme speaks again, I quickly turn my gaze back to her. Getting the reward just now only made me feel certain of that. Not only did I remember their names, but I even began to recall snippets of memories from when we spent time together. And judging by the reaction, I think they recalled a lot just like me. I suddenly realized why she chose to talk to me instead of the other two. So your memories include everyone but not me, is that it? Let me think. What you're saying is that it isn't just you, but also Pauline and Muriel who don't remember me. In other words, that makes me the most suspicious person here. It's perfectly reasonable deduction. It makes so much sense that even I'm starting to doubt myself. After all, the only person who feels familiar to me here is Florence, the park manager. So, did you remember anything after receiving your reward? In fact, even after getting my reward, all I saw was... It was also related to the park. I remember some things too, but you weren't in my memories. I see. In that case, what do you remember? Esme gulps nervously and carefully watches me, as though she's waiting for an answer she's been expecting for a long time. You're not the architect of this place, are you? I see. I thought Esme came to find me just to pry information from me based on what she knew. But now it seems she's begun suspecting me based on what I just said. All I can remember is this park, and the girl who's been acting as the manager. I turn to look at Florence again. Is there anything else? Also, I saw this amusement park, but it was run down and looked completely different from how it does now. Is that what you wanted to learn? Perhaps. It was the defensiveness in my eyes, but Esme seems to have realized that she was making her intentions too obvious. No, I didn't mean to suspect you, really. Stop, I'm sorry. Esme throws her hands up in a panic, and her face turns red, but her words have already betrayed her thoughts. It's alright, I don't mind. Truth be told, I'm starting to doubt myself too. I shrug with a bitter smile on my face. Still, now that you ask so many questions, may I ask some questions of my own? Sure. What exactly was Mia's punishment? She doesn't seem to have shown up in this game. I knew it. You noticed too. I saw it. I saw everything. Those monsters called clowns dragged her away, and she might never come back. Might never come back. The ridiculous farce of a roller coaster was not a dream. It actually happened, and things like that will probably keep happening. So his punishment is... death. I don't say it, but Esmond nods knowingly. Perhaps, if the number of guests goes down, we might have a hard time even if we want to work together. At this rate, will anyone be able to clear the events at all? Ooh, new code. 3 years with Mike. Oh, what does it give? I need more summons. After hearing what Esme said, I immediately tally up the number of guests present. Apart from Florence and myself, there are 12 other guests here. I see. I'll keep an eye on the number of guests. At the very least, I'll try not to let this number go down. Thank you very much. Esme's face, which only just relaxed a little after hearing my answer, soon scrunches up again, and she grabs her head like she's in pain. Oh, 10 blue tickets. Nice. But if we keep playing, we might end up dying in one of those dangerous rides like Fleur. Do you really think we can keep going on like this? As Esme's about to burst into tears, she completely fails to notice someone surreptitiously sneaking up behind her. Oh my, what's this? Do you want to back out too? Florence suddenly sticks her head between me and Esme, interrupting our conversation. Eee! Aye! Esme shrieks in terror as she notices Florence, flailing her arms wildly as she stumbles back. Upon noticing the costume clowns behind her, she frantically shakes her head like a pellet drum. I definitely wasn't thinking about that. No. Please let me continue. Well, in that case, since everyone's here, let's get started then, shall we? I can't wait to begin. Isn't that right, Commander? Florence laughs and inserts herself between me and Esme, then wraps herself around my arm. Ooh, is this a haunted mansion? Dear guests, thank you for waiting. And now, our next attraction, Sweet Startling Night. In contrast to the festive feel of the rest of the park, a creepy building that is clearly out of place here looms before the guests. The mottled peeling exterior is covered in rusty metal ornaments. As though it's been exposed to the elements for centuries, the main door slowly opens towards us, and the pink sign above it falls as the wind blows. Inside the building is a fathomless darkness. Isn't that just a haunted house? Oh, this is no ordinary haunted house. It offers thrills beyond your limits. Enough to make your adrenaline level spike. Florence prays in place, and the clowns beside her obligingly scatter confetti and ribbons. Unfortunately, the audience seems entirely unmoved by her introduction, only staring nervously into the haunted house or hugging themselves as they stand off to the side. Well, at least nobody's trying to back out this time around. Good. We saw what happened to Mia after all. Yeah, if we play, we might not end up like Fleur, but if we don't play, we'll definitely end up like Mia. I'd like to ask, will there be any surprises halfway through like last time? Of course! We've raised the stakes in all of our attractions to properly welcome the guests to our park. In addition to the usual scares in the haunted house, there'll be ghosts present who'll take the forms of people you know and talk to you. Still, you don't have to be too worried about them. Just don't let the ghosts lead you astray. What happens if the ghosts take us away? Who knows? I guess we'll have a good meal. A look of disgust crosses Muriel's face as she realizes what Florence means. Quit looking down at me, I won't die here. Saying so, Muriel enters the building. She is soon followed by the others. Looks like we're the last ones, Commander. I hear screams from the guests up ahead. What have they encountered? Are you bothered by what's happening inside, Commander? In that case, I'll make an exception and spoil things for you. You must be wary of illusions in there, Commander. That's strange. Why are we here? It's Muriel's voice, but her tone is entirely different from before. You idiot, where'd you get your license? At this rate, we won't reach level 14, even if we drive through the night. It's Pauline's voice, similarly abnormal. How could you even handle all those transport runs with such crappy skills? If you try that shit in the contamination zone, they'd sue your pants off. Shut the hell up, I'm checking the route now. Damn it, what's going on? Who changed the route and when? Do you know how many shipments we've lost already? If we fuck this up, we're all going down together. God damn it, who messed up the vehicle auto navigator? The route's been messed up ever since we left the warehouse. Bloody hell, who else would touch it besides you? It's my fault, I'm sorry. I messed up, I messed everything up. Esme? Why is it you? What are you doing here? You useless bitch! Stop causing trouble here already! Get the hell away from the shipment! It's my fault, I'm sorry. Please don't chase me away or kill me! No! Esme, what did you do? The mix of voices gradually fades away, and as the shrieking of brakes fills the air, I finally see what is before me. The interior of the haunted house is as expansive as barren as the wastelands. There's a heavily battered transport truck stopped here. So, they're all on board? I slowly approach the truck, but a pair of hands grabs my arm. Don't go over there, Commander. The very next moment, a familiar form smashes through the windshield and hits the ground hard, rolling to a stop at my feet. I'm sorry, don't kill me, no! Esme screams. Blood covers her face, preventing me from seeing her features clearly. It instantly snaps me back from my entrancement by those seemingly real voices. Right after that, several armed men jump down from the truck before us. They aren't Pauline or Muriel, but look more like Mongi security troopers. Is that what you meant by costume ghosts? Nope. Not even I can help you cheat in this event, Commander. It's her. That's her. She's a fake. Kill her. The Mongi troopers speak in Muriel's voice. They point at Esme, who's lying on the ground, and raise their guns. Now then, Commander, how can you tell which of them is a ghost from the haunted house? Just as Florence finishes, a hail of gunfire blazes at us. Florence, get ready for battle! I've been waiting for this. Mongi, what are you doing here? So yay, I've been wanting to go to a haunted house and not go to a haunted house ever. So woohoo! Good for me! Ta-da! After fighting off the ghosts, I look around, but I don't see Esme anywhere. Esme? I ask my question in the direction where the voices came from earlier, but there's no reply. Those people... were they all just illusions? As I ponder the question, I hear Esme scream from a nearby room, which confirms my suspicion. Stay close, Florence. Are you worried I'll get lost too, Commander? Right after that, I hear Muriel scream from another room. More and more strange noises just start coming from the nearby rooms, which is actually strangely reassuring. Looks like those people from just now really were just illusions. But then why would I be seeing things regarding these people? Commander! Earth 2 Commander! Come in, Commander! Alright, I'm here. Still, as a park manager, you should know this place very well, right? Of course. I'll make sure I bring you safely out of here. Florence suddenly grabs my hand. What happened just now was too dangerous. Stay with me from now on, alright, Commander? I follow Florence forward. Our path this time is clearly different, with hardly any obstacles. We turn several corners before finally arriving in a large, spacious chamber. Be careful of illusions, Commander. There's a truck in the middle of the room as well. Florence, what is the meaning of this? I point to the manga uniform beside the truck. It's for you. Your clothes got torn during the previous battle, so I got a new set ready for you. However, I don't have any spares, so I had to use some of the costumes from the costume ghosts. It's clean though. Hello, good evening. Florence smiles and hands me the bundle of clothes. My clothes? When did they get damaged? I look down and sure enough, there's a huge hole there at my waist, although I don't remember when it happened. Honestly, are you waiting for me to dress you, Commander? Florence immediately steps forward and reaches out to me. No thanks, I can do it myself. I deflect Florence's hand, but take the clothes from her. A voice which sounds just like the one from before rings out from the truck behind me. Esme, what are you doing here? Wait a minute, it's not just Esme. Even all the people who went missing on the previous mission are here too. What's going on? As the noise grows, the sound of the truck's engine gradually fades. Commander, are you listening to an argument from inside? I already told you to be careful of illusions. Just ignore them and put the clothes on. We need to keep moving forward. As Florence keeps urging me, the sense of wrongness from before keeps growing. Right, got it. I nod, reach toward my waist, and then... I draw my handgun and put a bullet between Florence's eyes. Aye! Commander? As her voice trembles, she stumbles backwards and disappears, like one of the costume ghosts that I fought off earlier. I knew it, so even this Florence was an illusion too. In addition to the usual scares in the haunted house, there'll be ghosts present who'll take the forms of people you know and talk to you. Still, you don't have to be too worried about them. Just don't let the ghosts lead you astray. The very next moment, just like last time, a familiar form smashes through the windshield and hits the ground hard, rolling to a stop at my feet. I'm sorry, don't kill me. No! Oh my goodness. Groundhog. It's Groundhog Day. I ignore this ridiculous display from before and turn away. Then I head out the room until I find a door shining with light. Now then, congratulations on successfully completing Sweet Starling Night, dear players! Hello, hello. Florence skips over to me, her chest bound up with ribbons into a big bow knot. When I see Florence like this, I remember what happened inside the haunted house. I feel a sense of relief spread through me. What are you up to now? What I'm up to? It's reward time now, isn't it? The event's over, so it's time to claim your reward now. It's over, so everyone's made it out of the haunted house? Yep, it's over. And everyone who hasn't made it out has probably been caught by the ghosts. I look around at the other guests and tally them up. Strange. Why are there only 11 people here? The missing person is Esme. And while all the guests look shaken, one in particular stands out. Esme, I'm sorry, Esme. I really didn't know it was you. I thought it was a ghost. Oh my goodness, Marielle. This is your second person you accidentally got rid of. What? Florence, did someone die in the haunted house? Didn't you know, Commander? After all, you were there too. It seems Marielle saw too many illusions and ended up killing the real Esme by accident. Which means... Esme's final scream echoes in my mind, which goes blank. Commander, you're not feeling nervous, are you? After seeing that I've been quiet for a while, Florence pushes her face in front of mine. I'm not in the mood to talk about rewards or anything at the moment. Florence wiggles her body and the big bone on her chest with it. It looks like the wind might blow it loose at any moment. But that won't do, Commander. If you refuse your reward, you'll have to accept a punishment. She's right. Marielle, who was still in view just now, has already left with the rest of the guests before I could even speak to her. Reward time is here and everyone must claim the reward. Look, Commander, I've been tied up by this ribbon, and if you don't undo it, I won't be able to do anything. Is your heart really not stirred by the plight of poor, old, defenseless little me? After thinking back on what happened just now, I am in no mood to indulge her. In other words, you can do anything you want to me. Florence bends down and lays the loose end of the ribbon in my hand. While the ball seems to be in my court now, the squad of costume clowns behind me are silent reminder that I have no choice at all. With barely any strength needed, with just a tug of my fingertips, the ribbon slips free easily. Florence sticks her tongue out smugly. On the tip of her tongue, I see a blue and red pill. Do I get to choose which pill I get? Or is she gonna force feed me both? Mouth to mouth this time. Dang, Florence. So forward. What is this next one? Whirling mid-air maze. Spin, 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 let the screams fill the sky. Ah, lovely. How wonderful. No, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. The sound of a metallic crash and the roar of an engine washed through the air overhead. Unlike how proudly she carried herself earlier, the current Marielle seems a little panicked. It was you did it! Marielle points at me. Pauline, I began suspecting you from the moment we got our reward. But Esme, that idiot, she still wanted to speak to you even though she knew there was something wrong with you. And after she spoke to you, she died in the haunted house. It must have been you who killed Esme. You're going to talk, considering you're the one who did it. If I'm not wrong, Esme's the second person you've killed so far, isn't she? Shut up. It's your fault, you bitch. You pushed me to it. Going on these runs is a pain, and I've been wanting to quit the job for a while. But you and Fleur, the two of you kept pushing and pushing and pushing. That's why I was so tense when Esme showed up. That's why. Runs? Job? I recall the illusion from the haunted house. Is she still lost in that illusion? Shut up, you idiot. You said too much. However, Pauline's reaction doesn't seem like she's talking about the illusion. Also, she doesn't seem as calm as before. You're still lecturing me. Even when we were in Mangi, you were lecturing me. All I did was drive the fucking truck. I didn't even touch the cargo. Is it my fault that it got lost? That's why I quit Mangi. But then I got stuck with a shitty assignment on my last day, and now I'm in a place like this, doing this shit over and over again. Damn it, Fleur was right. I can't believe I've done this so many times already. I told you to shut up, right? And don't forget, you killed Fleur. After seeing Muriel grow more and more hysterical, Pauline drops her with a single punch. After that, Pauline eyes me warily. Oh, don't mind me. Carry on. Did you remember anything after getting your award? Shouldn't you put something on the table before trying to pump me for information? You heard it out just now, didn't you? That was information. Looks like Pauline was trying to stop Muriel from talking about what they remembered after claiming the second prize. However, why is it that what they recalled resembles what happened in the haunted house so closely? Once again, I look at the nearby building. Oh, this event so far. Well, it's not what I expected. Though it's kind of nice being involved in it this time. Like, yeah, if you're being finally directly involved in something again. Woohoo! Once again, I look at the nearby building. Perhaps it was custom built for these guests who once worked for Mangi security, considering that the events within would line up. Right. I have no intention of hiding it, but unfortunately, what I remember is still related to this park. Related to this park? Yes, I saw this park transform into a ruined, abandoned place. Like all this was just some dream taking place on a pile of rubble. But what does it mean? I know. She's a real killer. She doesn't have memories that line up with ours. There's no way that she's a friend. Esme also said something she remembered was related to the park. Upon hearing this, Pauline eyes me warily. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all about the amusement park. I remembered an email too. However, it looked like junk mail, and the contents were too vague, so I didn't pay it much attention. That's way too vague. Weren't there any details you remembered, like say, who wrote it to you? If I'm not wrong, it was a familiar person with a showy personality who always liked saying weird things. However, I didn't hate them. Hey! Florence suddenly appears before me. As balloons and ribbons flutter down through the air around her, she smiles as brightly as the sun, instantly sweeping away the melancholy in the air. Thinking of me, Commander? Seeing how naturally Florence inserted herself into our conversation, she must have the third event set up and ready to go. For all I know, she might have been the author of that junk mail. Did you finally remember that little love letter of mine that I wrote to you? Florence looks excitedly at me. Was it a love letter? Sorry, I called it junk mail earlier. You see, she's in league with the manager. For all we know, she's the one who wants to see us all dying off one by one. Oh, please. We aren't just in league. My body already belongs to the commander, you know. Wait. Why don't I know this? See, Pauline, see? Florence grabs my arm, which only makes Muriel spiral harder, pointing at us while yelling for Pauline to look. However, Pauline merely looks down and waxes thoughtful. Hey, Pauline. What are you, navel gazing about? The mastermind is right here. Just these 2 kills and we might be able to get out. I just can't keep going. I just can't keep doing this. It seems Muriel has finally accepted the fact that she has killed 2 people. Muriel, have you considered that if Esme died because she found out what's going on behind the scenes, then the fact that you're pointing and screaming like this means the next one is going to be... Huh? Muriel freezes up. Wait a minute, this isn't right. Muriel looks at me fearfully, then begins backing up. I told you I'm not the mastermind. However, Muriel isn't hearing me anymore. Oh yes, and besides, even if I'm the manager, I have the right to flirt with interesting people now. Way to undermine my rebuttal, Florence. Then what should we do, Pauline? I told you we should have killed her together. This is bad. Muriel starts hyperventilating. It looks like she's been wound up tight for so long that she might snap at any moment. She feels around on her body, as though she's looking for something. What's wrong? Did you get all those bad habits back when you remembering your past? No, rather, I become more and more on edge after not touching that for so long. Muriel checks herself from head to toe, but she still can't find what she's looking for. What are you looking for? Muriel gulps and shakes her head. So much for not touching the goods. You're probably having a field day helping yourself to it. I've been working for so damn long, and you didn't even give me a fucking raise. So what if I took a little? As Florence watches Muriel get more and more worked up, she sidles over and whispers into her ear. I know where to get what you want. Where is it? Florence's smile is as cheerful as ever. She throws her arms out, like she's making an entrance, and bows. Then she points to the sky. Around 2 dozen suspended cabins dangle from the frame of a Ferris wheel, while the wind blows past. However, the difference is that there are costume clowns climbing among them, clearly visible. The third event is about to begin. Everyone welcome to the whirling mid-air maze. The announcement is accompanied by poppers going off, balloons rising to the air, and colorful ribbons glinting in the sunlight. Hello, howdy. This is ridiculous. How could there be above us? Muriel looks where Florence is pointing, at the mid-air cabins, and she sweeps away a ribbon that landed on her face. Suddenly, some thing falls out from one of the cabins. Thunk! It's Esme's corpse. It lands right in front of Muriel, less than a meter away. Her twisted features stare right into Muriel's face. Pushed past her limits, Muriel finally bursts into a scream. Esme, I did it. It wasn't me. Muriel's legs give out from under her as she collapses to the ground, still staring at the body mess that is Esme's body. She pants heavily, but all the deep breaths she's taking don't deliver any useful air to her lungs. All she manages to accomplish is produce a rapid, whooshing noise from her throat, like a set of bellows. Like, I think it's fun. It's a fun game. Having trouble breathing? Muriel can't respond, since she's too busy hyperventilating on the ground. Meanwhile, Florence kneels down in front of Muriel, like a kindergarten teacher, teaching Muriel how to breathe properly with a smile and exaggerated motions. Oh my, you can't be so hasty. Come, follow me now. Open your mouth and breathe. In, out. In, out. What a good girl you are. Florence smiles condescendingly and pats her head. Hang on, this is not proper procedure for dealing with hyperventilation. Seeing as Florence is a medical doll, she should clearly know better. What she's doing now is nothing more than a form of sadistic mockery. Ugh, Naturally, it does not help Muriel at all. She dry heaves and then begins filling her body up and down, checking all her pockets. However, she still does not find what she's looking for. Hello? What you're looking for is in there. Florence smiles evilly and tousles Muriel's hair. What on earth is she looking for? Unable to speak, Muriel gets up and runs off toward the Ferris wheel. Whatever, once I board it, I'll find out what she's after. With a thought in mind, I head over to the Ferris wheel too. It sounds like drugs. Oh my, I forgot to mention something. There are scary illusions inside those cabins, which might make you go crazy like Marielle. You might not have a good time if you don't find that. Oh, for hyperventilation, you need a paper bag. And just breathe in and out. Like that. Oh, it's easy enough then. Once again, I'm filled with a sense of foreboding. I look at the cabins, which greatly outnumber the guests, and decide to ask what's on my mind. And each cabin has what Muriel seeks, is that right? Well, that might need a little luck, Commander. An inconclusive answer. This is a special stage, Commander. I hope you have fun. Florence passed my shoulder, encouraging me like before. But when I look behind her, at Esme's corpse, which she was using without a care in the world, a chill runs down my spine. Florence, are you gonna help me? I'm still into Florence. Sadistic and flirty. Like, I think that's fun. Plus, she's still technically helping us, so it's all good. I trust her enough that she'll keep me alive. I can't say alive and well, but alive? Alive enough? And alive enough is good enough. For me at the moment. Now then, congratulations to all of our players for successfully completing the whirling mid-air maze stage. I become a little numb to her mechanically repeated congratulations speech. Rather, I'm more concerned about the number of guests left over after this round. Yeah, she would never betray us. Plus, she said that she can be the grand prize if we want it to be. 10. But no matter how many times I count them, I can only find 10 guests remaining. This is one less than before the round started. And the missing person is... Muriel. I look up at the Ferris wheel. One cabin is tightly shut, and a feeling of dread rises up in my heart. Pauline seems to be thinking the same thing as me, and we both head toward the Ferris wheel. And now, the much-anticipated reward time. Were you two going? Once the cabin finally comes to a halt, Pauline and I slowly open the sealed door. Heavens. As expected, Muriel is in there. However, she is hanging upside down in an unnatural way, trussed up by the rope that was meant to ensure safety. The interior of the cabin is a mess. It seems she spent a long time searching it. Her body is covered in some unidentifiable goop, but before I can try to deduce its nature, I'm hit by its complex odor. Ew, stinky. Oh my, I do apologize for this. I'll clean up later. It's time to collect your rewards, so run along now. Otherwise, there might be trouble. After seeing our reaction, Florence goes to urge the other guests to claim their rewards, then hurries over to us. What's this? I squeeze an object in my hand. It is a pink capsule that I found in my cabin seat. Oops. Accidentally clicked. My cabin seat. After considering that this might be what Marielle was looking for, I didn't use it and kept it aside. Perhaps Marielle was just unlucky and didn't manage to find the drug. Anything could happen when you have to face an enemy in a mentally imbalanced state. I saw it all. Pauline suddenly speaks up, her eyes fixed on Marielle. There was no medicine inside her cabin, and the door was locked. She kept throwing up even as she was searching, trying desperately to survive until those clowns showed up. As she says this, said clowns turn up behind Florence once again. Don't worry about such trivial things. Cheer up a little. You cleared the stage, didn't you? Isn't the reward the most important thing? Hello, hello. I haven't gotten Florence yet, unfortunately, but there's still hope in the world. I will get her. Once you claim your reward, you forget all about those revolting things. Florence produces a pair of party poppers out of nowhere and places them in mine and Pauline's hands. The other clowns hand out poppers to the rest of the guests. Meanwhile, she has a party popper of her own. Bang! Florence sits hers off in front of us. The confetti flutters down at us, carried by the wind, completely out of place amidst the silence between myself and Pauline. I understand. Pauline hesitates for several seconds, then looks at Muriel one last time before turning and leaving. Next up, a lovey-dovey world for two. Commander, I promise you'll be thoroughly satisfied with this reward. Florence takes out her syringe filled with a pink liquid of unknown origin effects. Yummy. Are you going to jab me this time? Unlike the capsules from the previous two stages, Florence lightly depresses a syringe plunger, then moves up to palpate my neck. No! However, after the events that just happened, and perhaps because I can pick up a hint of madness in Florence's personality, I find myself repelled by her. Huh? Florence is also taken aback when she sees that I'm pushing her away. What's wrong, Commander? Weren't you having fun earlier? It's true that Florence hasn't done me any harm. However, Florence, I don't like needles. The terrible fates that befell Esme and Muriel play out in my mind again. Commander. Florence seems to sense what I'm thinking, because she steps forward and presses herself against me. Don't you trust me? She looks up, tracing a circle on my chest, like she's teasing me or perhaps flirting with me. Perhaps in the past, I might have simply written this off as one of her typical pranks, but now it all seems off. However, my moment of hesitation is enough for her to plunge her syringe's needle into me. What is this? Soon, the strength has flooded my body. Florence pushes lightly, and I collapse to the ground. Oh my. I'm sorry, Commander, but you seem so insistent on struggling. I found it hard to resist the urge to do something to you. What are you going to do? Florence smiles smugly, and then straddles my body. Then she feels around and retrieves the pink capsule I hid. I'm going to give the hard-working Commander her well-deserved reward, of course. And a little extra. Please enjoy it. Give it back. Honestly, Commander, this could be considered cheating, you know. The fact that I haven't punished you is being quite lenient already. We mustn't be greedy. Also, medicine shouldn't be casually taken. See? You're starting to spout nonsense now. But I haven't eaten a thing besides what you gave me. Much as I'd like to say that, I'm currently too weak to say anything at all. And now, allow me to give you some treatment. Her smiling face blurs my vision, but Florence's voice still echoes in my ears until I plunge into the abyss. Good night, everyone. Again, it's totally fine. Nothing bad's happening whatsoever. Ha ha ha. Just gonna take a little nap is all. A much needed rest. We're only eating pills here. I want to go to one of those stands. I want the pizza, I want the fries, I want the burgers. Yummy. Phantasmal Wonderland. Excessive dopamine secretion makes all your pain go away. Wonderful. No fear, no pain. Hey. A familiar voice speaks into the girl's ear in the darkness. She opens her eyes and sees that mechanical doll and her devilish smile. Naturally, she's holding her usual medical cart, with various syringes laid out on it, as well as many unique concoctions, which the girl cannot name at the moment. Did I wake you? It's injection time. It's alright. Not like I was actually sleeping anyway. You weren't sleeping? Florence suddenly becomes more alert. I just didn't want to. Why do you have all these syringes here anyway? All these jabs, it's not like they're going to do me any good, are they? The girl frowns and looks down, tugging at the hem of her gown. At a glance, what lies beneath are a pair of perfectly ordinary and pretty girl's legs. But on closer inspection, an observer will realize that her body has been forced into an illusion of normalcy. Nobody besides her head physician Florence knows exactly what kind of hideously deformed body lurks under her tight bindings. She glances at the motorized wheelchair beside her, the object that is practically a second pair of legs for her. Her innate deformities and frail constitution have left her unable to use prosthetic limbs. The various devices attached to the wheelchair have practically turned it into an extension of herself. It's a waste for me to still be alive. She knows it's wrong to think that, but she can't help but thinking it anyway. The less said about being treated or cured, the better. She knows she doesn't deserve such a good ending. After all, she isn't an amazing person or anything. What should I do? Alright, if the treatment succeeds, I'll give you a reward. How about that? A reward? Upon hearing this, the girl's eyes light up again. Really? Wow, I can't wait. Your last reward left me excited for an entire day. I wonder what kind of reward it'll be. I'm sure it'll be really exciting coming from you, right, Florence? The gloominess on the girl's face has vanished. She hums a nameless song, eagerly waiting for Florence's pre-injection examination. However, Florence's eyes turn ice cold in an instant. So, was this what you were doing when you weren't sleeping? Florence grabs at the mug by the girl's bedside table and splashes on the ground. Its former contents were deep-colored fruit juice that radiated an alluring aroma. What the heck? I was going to drink that! Uda's content exceeds the maximum safe dose by 223.8%. Daring today, aren't we? Florence lightly licks her finger to acquire a sample of the liquid and then shows the scan results to the girl. I guess that actually counts as praise coming from you? I told you, you can't keep taking Udas if you want to get better. I know that. She's clearly aware that taking Udas is like trying to quench her thirst with poisoned wine. But for her, working hard to live on is a little more than enduring pain today to suffer more tomorrow. Rather than live on like that, perhaps, just trying to find pleasure in each day that passes might be a more realistic option. I just want to experience fun things every day, and this is one of them. You mean I can't even do that? Say, Florence, you know everyone's taking this stuff, right? It's not like this is a safe zone or anything. It's perfectly normal here. I spent 20 years in pain and boredom, so you can't blame me for doing this, right? The girl's hands reflexively tighten around her knees, and she gazes ardently into Florence's eyes. I don't belong in this damn world. For people like us, simply being conscious is the greatest suffering of all. Florence does not reply. Instead, she puts away her syringes and medical apparatus. It seems this treatment session will not be carried out. When you fool your senses with narcotics, you're not seeing the real world, only an illusion. Only an illusion? If life is an illusion, then I'm no less an illusion, and being thus, the illusion is real to me. Why do I have to feel fully conscious of everything? I'm happier, more comfortable like this. I just want to feel better. I'm human, you know. I'm not a doll or an Elid. It hurts to live like this, and it's hard trying to live more comfortably. In the first place, humans can't ever perceive the real world. All we perceive are what our senses tell us. What difference is there between the excitement and joy that I see in my illusions and what you can perceive? You see, I can enjoy living like this now. Driven by the intense emotions which fill her, the girl tries to rise, but even getting up is difficult when her lower body is paralyzed. However, the drugs she's taken have inured her to pain and weakness, replaced by a constant feed of dopamine. Did you know, Florence? This is a real miracle. My pain has all been converted to pleasure. The girl's body trembles and she gulps down the drool that's been constantly building up. Well, I don't want to say this again. This is due to cognitive impairment brought about by your severe brain damage. Meanwhile, Florence seems to have grown used to all this and chuckles nonchalantly. Excessive emotional outbursts aren't good for you. I hope this drug has not completely fried your brain yet and made you forget how you left Mongi security. Saying so, Florence pushes the medical card away and prepares to leave the ward. Wait, Florence. The girl grabs Florence's sleeve. You aren't going to punish me, even if you don't reward me, as long as there's punishment. The girl's face is flushed and pink. There's no way to tell what she's thinking. Your body can't bear the injections now. Otherwise, you'll suffer great pain, so much that you might wish you were dead, you know? Or you might just die on the spot. However, this only seems to excite the girl more. She pants heavily, and her breathing grows chaotic. Really? Now I'm curious. I want to know just what kind of pain that would be. Even if I died, how would it be any worse than how I'm living now? Or perhaps what you call pain might end up being pleasure for me. Florence looks at the girl, and then she laughs, as though she's suddenly amused by her. In that case, why don't you tell me what the world you're seeing now is like? After hearing that, the girl looks out the window, her eyes sparkle, and for a moment, Florence thinks she can see something in her eyes. An amusement park. A happy, lively, heavenly place. There, you can be happy, no matter what you seek. The girl grabs Florence's hands and pulls her over. Their eyes meet, hers are wide and unblinking, fully exposed to Florence. Can you see it? A dreamscape filled with cries of joy. A kaleidoscopic fantasy. One that makes my heart race and fills me with non-stop pleasure. One that makes me feel like I'm still alive. For a moment, Florence can almost hear the laughs and music from the park. But soon, the girl's hurried panting drowns those sounds out. Can a person's fantasies really influence others? A guess that's so bold that even Florence finds it hard to believe begins welling up in her neural cloud. She can clearly feel her clock speed rising and the circulatory fluids flow rate going up. She's getting excited too, even if she didn't intend to be. In the end, Florence breaks away from the girl and turns away, leaving the ward. On her way out, she notices an amusement park stamp on the girl's bedside table. It's old, but it's been very well preserved. Alrighty. Now we know where the amusement park idea came from, I guess? Now for Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. Oh no. Well, I guess we're looping now. Oh yes, Heartbeat Accelerator 9001? This acceleration is familiar, but the dread is not. Welp? How wonderful. Truly no fear, no pain. Hey? The light is too dazzling for my drowsy brain. It awakens me, but also intensifies the pain in my head. Ah, you're awake at last. I open my eyes and see Florence before me, looking at me with a concerned expression on her face. With a concerned expression on her face. The scene feels very familiar. Unfortunately, I have a splitting headache, and I still remember what she did just now, so I can't bring myself to be as close to her as I was just now. The procedure was very successful, but complete recovery will take time. Procedure? Like what? A surgical procedure? There's a scalpel on the table beside the slab, along with a slew of medical devices, whose purpose completely eludes me. I have a pretty good idea what Florence did while I was unconscious. I try moving my body, and fortunately, everything seems to be working fine. What did you do to me? What else could I do? I'm a medical doll. All I do is provide treatment. Also, I made sure to hold myself back when looking at your sleeping face, Commander. Or, are you saying you wanted me to do something to you, Commander? The headache flares. No, speaking of which, what exactly did I need treatment for anyway? It's true that she's been giving me plenty of treatment since I came here. First it was feeding me medication, then jabbing me. Now it's full-on surgery. And she's even treating it like some kind of reward. It was to fix your brain problems, of course. At the very least, I had to make you remember me, Commander. She laughs and draws closer to me, radiating goodwill. For a moment, I'm brought back to when I first met her. and all the cruel things she did seem utterly unrelated to her. Well, did you have a dream? Sort of. I rub my temples and the piercing pain banishes the fog in my brain for a while, allowing me to instantly recall what I saw in my dream. I saw a rundown amusement park, and the stamp book, the one I'm holding now, it was all tattered and filthy. Oh? Then did you dream of me, Commander? You were moaning my name the whole time. Moaning your? You're making that up, aren't you? I think back on what I saw. The vision was incomparably real and complete compared to all the previous times, but soon the brain fog rose back in, and try as I might, I just can't recall the memory in its entirety. Oh, I was just asking after all. I would feel terribly lonely if only I remembered you while you didn't remember me. I look around. There are medical devices everywhere in the room, but rather than a clinic, all these mysterious chemicals and experimental equipment lining the walls make it look more like a lab. Meanwhile, the area cordoned off by several sheets of white cloth on the other side of the room ought to be a makeshift recovery ward. I can vaguely make out the shapes of patient beds there. What are you looking at? I don't know if she's worried that I found something, but Florence suddenly thrusts her face into mine and blocks my line of sight. Where is this place? I decided to ask about the cordoned area directly and inquire about something else instead. This doesn't look like in the amusement park, and there are no other guests here. It's the manager's private clinic, of course. One of those so-called employees only, no visitors allowed areas. Ah, so it's your room. Yep. So if there's anything you want to do with me here, this is the perfect place for it, you know? Perfect place? Absolutely. Nobody's going to find us here. She fixes me with an earnest gaze, like she's trying to send some kind of message to me. What could she possibly be getting at? I'll pass. When does the next round start? After thinking briefly, I decide to head to the next attraction instead. I need to learn more through playing the game, so hanging around here won't help. Won't you stay a little longer? It's been so long since we shared a lovey-dovey world for two. You're in such a hurry to leave right after completing your surgery. Take care of your body, okay? Definitely not. Looks like you're more anxious than me, Commander. A massive steel structure looms silently before us. Its metal rails flow smoothly and aesthetically, incorporating steep drops, hard turns, and dizzying spirals, and even a 90-degree direct downward descent. It gleams with a metallic sheen in the sunlight, resembling nothing so much as a tangle of barbed wire. Even the launch mechanism is designed to look like some vast, ferocious beast with its distinct and sharp angles. It's not hard to imagine what kind of sound its engines will make. Ta-da! Commander, come look. This is our most exciting attraction, the Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. Granted, it looks quite impressive, but in the end it's just a roller coaster. And the most important thing is that it looks completely the same as the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000 that we rode for the first event. Haven't we been on this one before? I wave my sandbook at Florence. Wouldn't it be best to move on to another attraction to clear the stages quickly and claim the grand prize ASAP? Huh? What are you talking about, Commander? We haven't gone on this one yet. You mustn't clear the stages out of order, you know? Florence looks at me in surprise, like I just said something strange. What do you mean, haven't gone on this one yet? Do you really think of adding +1 to the number makes it a brand new ride? I look around, trying to see if anyone else around me agrees. Quite the opposite, in fact. All the guests here look at me like I grew a second head. What's she talking about? We only just arrived at the park, didn't we? Esme, how many times have we gone on this ride now? This ought to be our first time, right? What are you talking about? We only just came here. No, this definitely isn't our first time here. What's going on? I mean, surely it's no big deal if she's already ridden the roller coaster before, right? Upon seeing my Upon seeing the confused look on my face, Florence approaches and speaks quietly to soothe me, but it does nothing to relieve my unease. I mean, surely it's not a big deal. She's already ridden the roller coaster before, right? If you enjoyed the ride, then going on it several more times surely wouldn't be an issue. Oh yeah, you've ridden with me a number of times. Don't you usually go on it with me several times, Commander? Florence's smile is as warm as ever, but right now, it seems utterly alien. She's saying what I said. She clearly remembers what's going on, but she's pretending that this is her first time on this ride. What's Florence's game here? Now then, take your seat, Commander. Hurry. Okay. The guests present don't seem to have realized they've gone on this ride already. They excitedly board the roller coaster like it's their first time. Dubious, I follow suit. Now then, your seat is here, Commander. Even my place is the exact same as before. I look around and the others are in practically the same seats as the first time around. Meanwhile, the seats of the people who have vanished are naturally empty. Yes, we gotta wake up! Hello, hello. Good morning, Rider. Suddenly, my thoughts are interrupted by an abrupt glare. Pauline is looking at me. Oh, Commander, what a coincidence. There just so happens to be an empty seat beside you. Sorry, Florence. As Florence prepares to sit down beside me like before, I get up right before she takes her seat and walks over to the woman looking at me as Florence watches in shock. Not going to sit beside Miss Manager? We don't have much time. I'll just skip that for now. I look at Florence, who is also looking at me. I can't tell what she's thinking from her gaze. I thought she dragged you off for punishment. I didn't expect to see you again. Pauline's words confirm my guess. Let's get to the point. I don't do pleasantries. We take our seats and do up our safety belts. I deliberately avoid Florence's gaze. I finished this ride once before, but the others seem to have forgotten about this. Is that all? What else should there be? Mia found out about this too, and things didn't end well for her. Looks like you know more than I do. You remember what happened to Mia. However, Mia went crazy after learning too much and self-destructed. This is clearly not the case for Pauline. Why are you alright? Are you that eager for me to die? I mean, I just want to soak up some, experience for protecting myself. Pauline suddenly smiles, her gaze drifting to the top of the roller coaster in the distance. Don't worry too much. I've been on this roller coaster about a dozen times, and I'm still sitting here perfectly fine. A dozen times? So she didn't die, but she didn't get the full clear prize, and she hasn't left the park all this time? Well, I don't know the exact number, but I don't remember anything from more than a dozen loops ago. It's as though she can sense my confusion because she speaks in a cool, calm manner, like she's talking about the weather. Go on. One day, during a certain reward time, I began to recall what happened before I came to this park. I slowly realized what's going on. I'm not the only one. Many people have begun waking up too. What? So does that medicine really fix the brain? After suspecting Florence for so long, I'm suddenly at a loss for words. Was she really just giving us medical care? And is this looping amusement park just a psychiatric ward for treating mental patients? Then why is it that everyone, myself included, has fuzzy memories? And that's when the real nightmare started. Pauline seems to have anticipated my reply because she continues. We began going on the rides in order to chase these brief moments of lucidity. And as a result, we began actively playing the game. That was when the stakes for attractions began going up, when lives began to be lost. Do you not want to leave this place? Pauline shakes her head. It's not that we don't want to, but we can't. Haven't you realized it yet? There's no way out. What's really strange is that the exit seems to have vanished after you came here. I can kind of guess how she did it. Probably some form of drug. As you can see, the manager is very good at this sort of thing. The drugs damaged our brains, making us see something that isn't really there, and keeping us from finding the way back. When you refuse to play, You won't get your reward, and then your memories become hazy, which makes it even hard to find your way back, or even to remember why you need to escape in the first place. But even after playing it for so long, I've never been able to truly find a way out of here. That's the other reason why we can't escape. The reward is like a drug, which eases Pauline and the other symptoms, but it also makes them dependent on this place. Florence's drugs, syringes, and that procedure of hers come to mind again. Is this why you're remaining here, even after learning all this information? Not entirely. I know how this park works, but I also know that I deserve to be here for what I've done. Pauline mutters quietly, then smiles again. Is it related to your job? If I'm not wrong, you're all truckers from Mongi Security. I can't say. Still clinging to your NDA at a time like this? Well, just think of me as a resident here. Once I've turned the unusual into my new normal, that means I've been completely tamed by this park. All I can tell you is that the clear prize or whatnot is a lie. The moment you come here and the main gate vanishes behind you, you will never be able to leave this place. As for that manager, I should have realized it earlier. She's the one controlling the poison and the medicine both. She's just using them to make us dance in the palm of her hand. There's no way we could leave, and there's no way she'd ever cure us. If you don't believe me, check that stamp book you're holding. I take out the book, and the wind riffles its pages, flipping page after page, but the contents are all indistinct. I can't see the ride names or the requirements for collecting stamps, and most importantly, there's no end to the pages. They keep flipping and flipping endlessly. What's going on here? Just like how the main gate vanished at the start, I would have sworn I was seeing things if I hadn't been certain that my mind was clear. Or perhaps that was an illusion. But in that case, where's the line between reality and illusion in this place? So, if all this is a lie, then why are we trapped here? There's no point to all this. Who knows, perhaps it's just because it's fun? I look where Pauline is looking. Florence is smiling sadistically as she starts the roller coaster up. Whee! Why are you telling me this? Even the most exciting game becomes boring after it turns into routine. I'm just tired. In the next moment, we are plunged into the pitch-black tunnel. I hear the same sounds of flesh tearing like before, and the air once again turns damp and sickly sweet. Drip drip. Drip drip, drip drip drip. The wind is still howling, but I can hear droplets of liquid splashing on the ground. Pauline! All I can see now is a shredded, severed limb, but I can tell who it belongs to. Even after being ripped into pieces, Pauline didn't scream, didn't even make a sound. Commander, maybe you should take care of yourself before worrying about her? Florence has moved up to me without me noticing, a cheerful smile on her face. Behind her, the gore-soaked costume clowns are capering around and playing with brightly colored balloons. You don't have to worry about that. R.I.P. Pauline. Just oof. I was hoping Pauline would stay to the very end. Like, that would have been nice. Oh, no. Not meant to be for Pauline. Let's see if I have a drink on the floor anywhere. Nope, sadly, no drinky. Oh well. Have I tried the surface combat at Nikke yet? Nope, not yet. Now then, congratulations to our players for completing a course of the Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. As the people around me celebrate their survival, I walk directly up to Florence. We need to talk. Oh, so eager, Commander. But unfortunately, there are no special prizes this time around. There's nothing else I can do. In contrast to your usual antics, Florence turns and makes to leave. Dropping the act now? I open up the stamp book and throw it in front of her. How many more secrets does this amusement park hold? I take a big step forward past Florence and then and block her path. Going on rides over and over again, losing your memories, never getting the clear prize. This endless game is nothing but a scam. And people have died for this lame scam. Hehe. Forceful, aren't you, Commander? That just excites me even more. Answer my question. However, the world fades into a blur before my eyes. Aw, what a shame. I haven't gotten this hot and bothered in a while, but you folded so quickly. What did you do? This is just because you were too hasty, no? After all, you did just undergo a medical procedure and haven't finished recovering yet. You shouldn't have gone on such an exciting ride in your current state. Florence reaches a hand out and waves it in front of me. See? You can't see anything anymore. Is that so? My vision steadily returns, but by the time it resolves into clarity, the scene before me is completely different. Just like the illusion from before, I'm seeing that ruined amusement park again. This time, however, every detail is rendered in incredible clarity, to the point where it doesn't seem like an illusion at all. That's right. This is the place. I remember everything now. Huh, so it really is an amusement park. And those people and the black current are hidden here? People. I guess Salulu really is a Salulu. Perfect. And now onwards. Surprise ad flyer. A tempting flyer that enthralls the visitors to this place. I'm just curious how much is left. Okay, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Not too bad, actually. Surprise ad flyer. I just gotta make sure to finish this event before it ends. I'm just gonna look real quick. So... it finishes on the 5th. Like sometime midday on the 5th. Or actually, no, different time zone, so... okay, I'll try. Worst case, I can finish in the morning. Like, I would do it tomorrow the usual time, but I actually booked a ticket for the Chainsaw Man movie after work, so I gotta rush right over there and I wouldn't finish in time. Surprise ad flyer. A tempting flyer that enthralls the visitors to this place. Like, I'm happy that the Chainsaw Man movie's still playing here, but it just sucks how... the only time that I can go see it is like right after work. Or during work. But I'm not going during work, of course. Dear Commander, guess who I am? This way of speaking, don't tell me it's... who let this junk mail pass the filters again? Wait, don't delete this so soon. Yeah, don't delete this so soon, Commander. This time, it's really important. It's different from all the other previous commissions. A shipment of goods from Monkey Security went missing along with the personnel accompanying it. Can't they handle it by themselves? Since when do they need a bounty hunter like me to wipe their asses? I'm not interested in dirtying my hands with their affairs. You're probably about to say no, but hold on. Leaving aside the payment for the commission, I promise that finding them before Monkey Security does is only upsides for you. 5 PM EST Wednesday? Oh gosh, that's like midday for me. Oh? I have to admit, this is quite appealing. And if I'm not wrong, this shipment probably contains something of great interest to me. I've already sent the location and portion files over. Oh yes, this mission is a little special, so don't bring your little dolls along. After all, we haven't seen each other in a while, so let's keep this nice and intimate, shall we? In any case, I'll definitely take responsibility and keep you safe, Commander. Plus, the payment is beep, you know? Oh my! The payment is beep! Of course, and the most important thing is the extra bonus payment, namely, my... What the hell kind of scam did you get caught up in? Well, I know exactly who made this commission. It still looks like some kind of new scam. Unable to bear it any longer, I immediately closed the email. The rest of it is probably some meaningless drivel. Then, I opened the attachment to see what files the client sent. In addition to the coordinates of my destination is a photograph. Huh, so it really is an amusement park. Are those people in the black current all hidden there? Phantom Funland Revelation. A fun park of endless repetition, presenting an endless fantasy. Oh, I have to fight Florence. It'll be fine. Russell. Russell. It's the sound of footsteps, or to be precise, the sound of 10 odd people walking together through this deserted wasteland. Clearly, they have been here for far too long. Their clothes are tattered rags, and their frames are emaciated. Their eyes are sunken and hollow, and their rags are stained in blood. Some of their wounds have scabbed over, others are oozing pus, and there's even one who can't walk, their wheelchairs squeaking as they roll along. This so-called amusement park is nothing more than a set of long-abandoned ruins. It's only barely recognizable as having once been an amusement park. Oh gosh, any boss music that lives rent-free in my mind? Surprisingly, no. I wish. And hello? Well, it's hard to recognize them. There's no doubt that these sleepwalkers amidst the ruins are visitors to this amusement park. Like ghosts, they've forgotten their past and are forever trapped here. I found it at last. Dear guests, thank you for waiting. And now, our next attraction, Sweet Starling Night. Florence's infectiously enthusiastic voice spreads throughout the air, and these aimless wanderers look like they've received some kind of command, because they all slowly gather in the building behind Florence. It is a building that is neither scary nor filled with park spirit. All it has are discolored walls and a metal plaque above its entrance that looks like it's going to fall off at any moment. Meanwhile, Florence is happily explaining the building, while these guests who are prepared to enter it eagerly play with the park's attractions. Over and over again, the ride never ends. Now then, since time is tight, let's hurry up and... I'm out. Kala's vacant eyes turn to look at me, just like they did to Mia when she tried to stop the other guests from boarding the roller coaster. Meanwhile, these guests come to a halt as well. I can hear them whispering to each other. Well, there's nothing for it. You do realize that even if it's you, you'll have to be punished for interfering with the games, right, Commander? As Florence says this, she gives me a meaningful look. I believe I can understand what she's trying to tell me. Keep talking. You played Bites and Kaitos for the GameCube, and you still remember this one boss track, in spite of being like 15 plus years since you beat it? Oh dang! It really has been haunting you, living rent-free in your head. You know, I just thought of something very interesting all of a sudden. When you're walking on the street and see many people looking at the sky, what would you do? Look up and see what's in the sky? Even if there's nothing there, there is a subconscious peer pressure effect generated by this collective behavior. They'll make you think something is there. At moments like this, adding in a tiny little variable can fool your brain into thinking there actually is something in the sky, even make you believe fervently in some non-existent miracle. Ooh, it's a boss battle that takes place in the freaking epilogue. Dang. Well, that's quite interesting. As a medical doll, you should understand this phenomenon better than an amateur like me, right? I believe it's called collective hallucination. He beat the final boss and the game throws one last curveball during the last scene. Oh gosh, it's one of those. Hallucination? What does it mean? It means the entire amusement park is nothing but a man-made hallucination. To others, you probably just appear like a bunch of lunatics riding a rust bucket amidst tumbled ruins. Alright, up until just now, I was a part of these lunatics, but fortunately, nobody came. So, we're all seeing the same thing? Even communicating with each other without any impediment? Is that even possible? A last villainous clip is the name of the track. Okay, I love the name. What do you think, Miss Medical Doll? Who knows, but perhaps I could do it? Have some faith in yourself, you already did. The critical variable is pulling off a collective hallucination, right? Might be anxiety and stress, or the rate of spread achievable is an enclosed area. You, on the other hand, probably used something that was quicker and more convenient, drugs. This is the poison that you control. It feels like you're putting me on a trial. How exciting! You should know about Eudes better than me. I just knew you were familiar with the drug too, but unfortunately, not even I could get that much Eudes. After all, I'm just a frail and weak medical doll, and I definitely wouldn't be able to kidnap all these people. You probably couldn't get Eudes directly, but for something else, it might be possible. If Niketa's intel is correct, Mongi Security was escorting a shipment of special cargo codenamed Black Current. They have completely different names. What even is the connection between them? Most of the Black Current shipment was just ordinary canned goods, but according to the intel received, a large portion of the cargo loads Mongi Security was transporting to the contamination zones contained the contraband drug Eudes. Mongi Security? What is its name? Black Current. Transport. Due to the effect of the drugs and their hallucinations, the guests don't quite seem to understand the meaning of those words, but their unconscious responses make these terms feel familiar to them. This reaction perfectly validates my guess. As it turns out, every single guest here besides you and me just so happens to be Mongi Security transport personnel. One could say that this was them who brought a full load of Black Current all the way over here to supply both the guests and Eudes for you. And it was you who hijacked the truck right here and used the contraband they were transporting to engineer a collective hallucination, forcing them to go through one game after another. So the events that she was forcing them to roleplay and relive in the haunted house might have been the lead-up to the truck hijack. That's strange. Why are we here? You idiot. Where did you get your license? At this rate, we won't reach level 14 even if we drive through the night. Or LVI 14. How could you even handle all those transport runs with such crappy skills? If you try that shit in the contamination zone, they'd sue your pants off. Oh, shut the hell up. I'm checking the route now. Damn it, what's going on? Who changed the route and when? Do you know how many shipments we've lost already? If we fuck this run up, we're all going down together. God damn it, who messed with the vehicle auto nav? The route's been messed up ever since we left the warehouse. Bloody hell, who else would touch it besides you? It's my fault, I'm sorry. I messed up, I messed everything up. Esme, why is it you? What are you doing here? No wonder they were so scared. After all, moving a Black Current shipment of that scale was not an ordinary assignment. In addition, they were already panicking from messing up the assignment, combined with the large dose of Eudes you gave them. It's no wonder they became putty in your hands. Even if you're correct about your observations, there's nothing but a sensible sounding supposition, Commander. Perhaps it was the Mongi Security people dipping into their own product after learning how valuable the shipment was. But then they ended up getting stuck here in a hell of their own making. In other words, this is all nothing more than the result of their own greed, which which coincidentally happened to turn into the collective hallucination you're talking about. That sounds like quite a miracle, don't you think?
What you say makes sense too, and losing the shipment might be nothing more than wordplay to evade responsibility for their actions. But that's just how lies are. To deceive others, one must first deceive themselves. Also, the symptoms of these people don't look like those of Udis users, even if they are very close. Apart from hallucinations and severe cognitive impairment, there are also signs of memory loss, poor awareness of time and location, visual and auditory impairment, and other major symptoms. All of these are very rare in Udis-related reports. Among all of them, you're the only one with the ability to improve on Udis. Also, you aren't beholden to Mongi's security. You possess pharmaceutical skills, and you even served as a park manager to keep up the hallucination.
Me? Commander, you seem to have forgotten something. I have no reason to do all this. Florence suddenly laughs, and there's a hint of excitement in her eyes. Exasperation fills my heart. It seems she's completely lost in her role.
Or rather, that's what makes me even more certain that it's you. After all, only you would do this sort of thing, right? Orchestrating all this simply and purely because it was fun, in search of a thrill.
Of course, seeking thrills is my core directive, but I'm not that bad, am I? While everything she says is designed to avoid accountability for her actions, her expressions and movements are getting bolder and bolder, to the point where I suspect she's trying to provoke me.
It's hard to say.
Florence loves excitement and thrills, but it's not the main problem now. In order to deal with this incident, I need to start by dealing with her.
All you need to know is that I and everyone else here will no longer be playing this game with you.
Florence glances at the blank-eyed visitors, then she gestures grandly, and several robots move up to surround us. Is that so? What a shame, but I can't let the game end yet. You and the others will need to keep us company for a while, Commander. Can do, Florence. Let me make things a little more exciting, Commander. Ah, yes, very exciting. Oh, thanks for the summons. Thanks for summoning enemies, Florence.
It's time for your correction, Florence.
Ah, yes, correction time. You've been a bad girl, Florence. Oh, wonderful. I actually don't mind that as a cliffhanger because it's so goofy. It's correction time. Naughty, naughty Florence. I might do that and just finish in the morning. Because it's only like an hour left. That's plenty of time before work. Oh, jokes on you, that's what she wants. It's fine, I will indulge with Florence. Tickets. And then there was one. Bonk. Ta-da! Eek! I lost. Florence slumps to the ground, her body contorted from the excessively difficult pose she's trying to take. She lifts her head in excitement, her cheeks flushed in a suspicious red. Congratulations on completing Thriller Wonderland, Commander.
Playtime at the pretend park is over. You can stop talking like that now.
Aw, don't be so hasty, Commander. Why not finish punishment? Why not finish the punishment round before claiming your grand prize? However, this time, I'm the one who'll be getting punished. The robot silently approached me, offering mysterious devices and syringes loaded with liquids and various colors for me to choose from.
What are these?
I randomly pick up a syringe. I can't believe you picked that, Commander. Your bonus is so surprising. Still, it's also very exciting. I immediately put the syringe back down. I pick up the stamp book. Outside the hallucination, it's nothing more than a tattered stamp book with a distinctively retro feel to it. Clearly, it came from the same area as the abandoned amusement park. There's a brand new stamp on the final page, as though to remind me that everything is over. I actually like that. You know, I will accept a little cliffhanger. Just that's not to rush to drive tonight. Even more Common Rider. Or actually, wait a second. I'm debating. Stare. Actually, nah, I'll do it in the morning. That way I'll have enough summons. I'll buy more pieces, and then that way I can summon in the morning too. Cause I'm guaranteed Florence. I lost a 50-50. And I like doing multi-pulls rather than single pulls. If you're curious how many summons I am into her banner... Ta-da! Just 39 more and then I'm guaranteed. Florence, I really, really wish you would have let me summon you easier. But oh well. Yeah, so close. I'll get her in the morning for sure. Only partial for Wednesday. So yeah, I'll finish Tuesday morning since... So, finishing event, going to work, and then watching the Chainsaw Man movie. Woohoo! Maybe I should have gotten a Chainsaw Man movie ticket for Wednesday, but too late. I already bought it. And I don't want to go through the trouble of trying to transfer it. Because I got a good seat. I actually got a really good seat. I got a middle seat. So I feel proud. I was like, oh my goodness, there's a middle seat open right now? Yoink. 3D movie, woohoo! So I gotta go through with it. I'm excited for it. Florence made you go hard, pity. Ah! Oh, the feels. Worth it though, ha ha ha, cries. Too many good banners. I might have to skip the next banner though. Which is unfortunate. Unless I want to use all my Doritos, but nah, I'll save them. But I'll finish the event, let's see, 6 AM Hawaii Standard Time. UTC -10. Because that should be enough time, plus after I finish, I could just get some coffee. So that's gonna be the ultimate reward. Caffeine. So that being said, thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day at Epic Gacha Luck. I'll see you guys later. Bye. I'm gonna go eat something now. I need sustenance as well sometimes. I don't think anyone made anything tonight, so I'm probably gonna end up eating natto again. Good thing I like natto. Natto, you be stinky, but you taste so good. Assuming there's rice. If there's no rice, peanut butter honey sandwich. Or maybe I'll be lazy and eat chips. I'll think about it.